What's going on, guys? This video here is going to be a little different than most of them that I do. What I'm doing is I like wearing suspenders when I'm cutting, just because. Let me go back just a little bit. I like wearing suspenders when I'm cutting, mainly just because, especially if it's hot, you get the belt on, everything gets all hot and sweaty. The belt, stretches, and it's kind of stiff, and the suspenders are more comfortable. I like the clip suspenders, like the Husqvarna ones I've been wearing. Okay, the only thing I don't like about them is if you sit down, or like when I go to hop in my truck really quick, if I'm trying to get in and out real fast, a lot of times they'll come unsnap. So I've been wanting me a set of the button kind, or if you get those, then you need to add buttons to your pants. And which I didn't know it, but you can actually buy buttons for that very purpose. And I really didn't get to looking into it till I watched a video of West Coast Saw, and they come out with some suspenders, the button kind, so I ordered me a set, and I really like them. They're a whole lot stiffer than like Husqvarna as far as quality. They're not as stretchy. I mean, they got stretch to them. Don't get me wrong, but I ordered the 2-inch thick ones. This is what they look like. And for a good heavy-duty set of suspenders, they're really not all that bad priced. So, anyhow, although I did go off their measurements for, like, they tell you to measure from the right front about where your, suspender set over to your back left, and I measured like a 46. In which that is in between the extra, that's the extra large. I think the extra large goes to 45 to 48 or 44 to 48. And then the large goes from 40 to 44, or maybe 41 to 45 inches, that is, something like that. And these are just a little too big, but I can fix them. On the very tightest hole, they're about snug, but I'm worried over time as this leather stretches a little bit, maybe, or as once the spandex relaxes, then they're going to be a little large. But what I'm going to do is I'll just make me another hole here and tighten them up, or I will take this pin out right here and just fold it down a little more to tighten it up that way. And I went ahead and ordered me, probably what I'll do is use these for my dress ones, like, if I'm going somewhere and I don't want gas and oil all over them. But I ordered me a set of large to wear to work in, because if I use these for like dress, it's not like they're going to be getting wore all the time, wear every day, where they're going to get stretched out a lot. And I know a lot of people think dress suspenders. Yes, I wear the same clothes most of the time, majority of the time, unless my wife don't let me. I wear the same clothes that I wear on these videos, those old raggedy shirts that's cut and torn and ripped down the middle, and those cut-off pants that I wear them about everywhere I go on the weekends. I don't wear them to work because I don't think my boss would like me to look raggedy. I mean, and what I do, you kind of need to look somewhat professional, even if you're goofy like me. But any other time, I got this on. So yes, I'm saying I will wear those for dress. I'll order me some pants, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit too. I'm not a big blue jean guy. I like blue jeans all right. I did order me a couple of the double front blue jeans because they got the buttons on them. And then once I found out that you can put your own buttons in, I ordered the pants and I'll still wear them. I wear blue jeans, just not just tremendously. What I'll do is when it gets pretty cold out, or when it's cool and it's too cold to wear like thermals, but it's not warm enough to wear thin pants, I wear blue jeans a lot of times. Like if it's like 50 degrees or something, then I wear blue jeans to, you know, because it's kind of thick. I don't wear blue jeans in summer because they're too hot. That's what I'm getting at here. Typically I wear, I like the canvas style pants. I like the Ariat pants, but they're pretty expensive, and also like these Dickies. And the Ariat pants are pretty expensive. They're, you know, quite a bit more than these. You can pick these up for 30 bucks. To me, that's still expensive because I remember when you could get Levi's for like 20 bucks. But anyway, the Ariat pants really last long. They are expensive, but in my line of work, even when, like say I was wearing blue jeans, you know, a pair of blue jeans might last me 6 months, and then there's all holy and stuff. These kind of pants right here, I can, well, some of those cut-off pants that I cut in now are my old work pants, and those things are like 3 and 4 years old. And I roof for a living. I don't do so much of the roofing now as much as I used to, but even I wore them when I was roofing, and being on your knees a lot, you know, typically wear the blue jeans wear a hole in the knee really quick. The canvas pants don't. And nowadays they're built in with a flex. I don't like them real stretchy, like what I call girl stretchy, where you look like you poured yourself into them. I don't like that kind of stretch, but I do like a little bit of stretch because they are more comfortable. So that's the kind of pants I wear, and I ordered these pants to put buttons in, and that's what I'm doing. I've got 2 buttons in already, and it's not very hard. It shows on the instructions to put a hammer, you know, to take, and even a lot of people say they do it. I read some people have trouble with it because they end up bending the nail or you know, like busting the thing out, beating it all to crap. I didn't opt to do the nail. What I've done is I'm sticking it into my vise, and all I done was measured, you know, about what the pre-button pants were, and kind of went off that. And how I done it was I got this, got my suspenders, and I set them, you know, up over my shoulders, even though the pants didn't have buttons on them. I set the suspender, you know, right here, about like how it would be setting. And then I kind of looked at it to where it was and correlation of my pants, or where they was at on the pants. You know, I had those pants on. And I kind of moved around and played around to where I wanted my button, and at least got one marked, or got one designated. And on these Dickie pants, on the outside one, I found that I wanted to come right outside of that pocket rivet right there. And then on the measurements, like I got some key jeans, the double front large key jeans. The buttons on them are like 4 inches apart, and I didn't set mine quite that wide because they kind of pull on the things. And I may have wished I would have went wider after the suspenders break in some, and that leather kind of gets supple. They may need to be wider, but with it being 4 inches, they kind of put a wrinkle in them, and I just opted for that. So I've got these 2 in. I just stuck them in the press, and you can feel, you kind of do a spin test, and I don't know this to be true, but my key pant buttons don't spin, so I got these where these don't. This first one, I went a little too tight, or not too tight. I can still get the well, what am I trying to say? I can still get the leather button thing over this button. I can still get the suspenders over the button, so it's okay. I got a little fuzzy there. I might have ripped into my pant just a little bit. But I don't want to cause them to rip prematurely, but if they do, I'll just move my button over or something. Because I ordered these buttons here, which you can get different styles, but I ordered these because they say bucksaw logger on them. And the other buttons was just kind of plain Jane. And these wasn't too bad priced. You get 4 packs of 8 buttons. And they was like 20 bucks. I figured they was a little better quality. You can find them on Amazon is where I found these at. And you may be able to find them on eBay. But you can find like regular brass or nickel plated buttons. Quite a bit of them for pretty reasonable. Like 15 bucks for like 20 or like 15 bucks for like 50 of them or something. I don't know, it's something unreal. But I figured the quality might be down just a little bit on them, so I opted for these. But after you do that, I just take this stud and like I poked it in where I wanted it. And I've got my place right here. And I'm gonna re-poke it because it's been a minute. That way I can, I stuck them in backwards at first just to get it marked. And then when you come through, you should be able to see your thing. And then you just, the button goes on it like this. And you got like this much of a gap. And I'll bring y'all over here to the vise where you can see me. Yeah, let's turn you like this. Maybe y'all can see what's going on. What's going on? And so then I just come over here like this, open my vise up a little bit, which it kind of sucks because I got metal shavings everywhere. Okay, so I don't want to look at the back too much. I don't care about the back as much as I kind of do the front. And it's really, it might be better now that I've done 1 or 2. This is the first time I'm doing this, so we're kind of learning together. And because around here, people just ain't big on, loggers ain't big on wearing suspenders and stuff. But I honestly, I like them. And there's a few guys that do. Let's see, yeah, you can see that. Move in you a little closer. Okay, so I know you got a little bit of pant material in the way, but you can go in, and I feel that, it felt that like grab, like it grabbed some. Then you go a little bit more, and I can start to see the button squat. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be good enough. Because like say you don't go too much. I'm going to do the twist test, and it's not twisting. I'm trying to see if the 2 buttons are the same now. I might need to go a little bit more. Like I say, I don't go too much because I don't want it to, I don't want to, yeah, I'm getting resistance there. So when you start getting resistance, you don't want to just keep going. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll just do the other one the same way. Oh, damn. I didn't get that many nails with it, or what? They shorted me on nails? Ain't that a drop? Or did I lose some nails? What did I do with them? Oh, they didn't short me. I just put them in a different spot. I'm crazy loco. And I don't know how good these buttons will work in like these pants. One thing you want to do too, if you care about your buttons being on the right way, which I'm not just overly concerned with it, but make sure when you go to stick them in the vise or even hit them with a hammer, they're turned the way that you want them to turn. I'll do this one on this side. Like I say, I like to be able to see the pant. I felt that tighten up. Here's the mother shot right here. Felt the back of that nail hit that, and then it's turned the right way. I've got 2 twisted and 2 right, so that'll be cool. Now on the back side, because the belt loops are a little different, and even the buttons are different. I got 2 pair of key breeches, and then I got a pair of the Bailey's Wild Ass pants, and they run about $50 a set of jeans, which I know they're double fronted and everything, but you can get these Dickie pants at Rural King, Walmart, all kinds of places. I don't know about the Flex at Walmart, like these Carpenter Flex at Walmart, but they're about $30 to $35 depending on where you get them. So I don't think that's terrible. And then on the back, what I've done was, you know, of course, done the same thing, put the suspenders over here, got the straps laying flat, and then I could sight these jeans pretty good of where the doodad hit, because it hit right on these belt loops. So all I'm gonna do is drop my, good thing I ain't washed these yet, drop my pants in the sawdust and oil down there, and the metal shavings where I've been filing chain and whatnot, but it's all good, you know. So I'm going from the very middle belt loop, which runs with the inseam of the pants, and I'm just going to cut the belt loops of these, pull them out of the way. I don't need them, I'm not going to use them, I'm strictly going to wear these pants with suspenders. And that's just the bottom line. I probably could get in there and just undo the stitching somehow, but I'll just cut them off, leave them. I might could cut them. I don't want to make a hole in them. But a person probably could. Not the top one, but the bottom one, that is. But I'm gonna leave it for now. So, guys, they're just work pants. I'm not really getting all somewhat work pants. You can wear them to work or on a night on the town. Wear Dickie britches. Dickies, if you wanted to sponsor me, that'd be awesome. Don't try to hit me up when I get big. When I get a bunch of subscribers, don't be. It's kind of funny how that is, in a sense, which I know people is people really don't know you when you're small, like companies don't. But I think it's funny when you do get big, or when a person does get big on YouTube or bigger, then everybody in the world wants you to start doing sponsored videos, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I might could call around, tell people I got a YouTube channel and get something, but what's the thing is, I don't know how that's gonna work. It might be a big old hole. No, I think I actually got the threads out without it making a hole. Might be a little weak there, Mike, but it'll work. Oh, crikey. I wish I hadn't cut this one that short now. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is, the pocket knife was too low to do it, apparently. I'm gonna cut my arm off willing this little blade route. But what I'm gonna do is use the belt loop what's left to sight my back buttons, right? And the belt loop come off. Like I say, I'm gonna leave the top ones because they're not that I mean, I could pull them out, but it ain't bothering me. So the bottom ones would probably come out more out to bother me than anything. We'll see how it goes. They might fall off later on. It'll be a conversation piece. So, like I say, you just get the stud, and like I like to poke it from the outside, you know, looking in so I can see, make sure that the buttons are going to be cool. It helps if you got this on a flatter like surface. I'll turn it on. Well, I'll just do it standing up. It ain't like it's, I mean, they ain't got to be perfect, I don't reckon. That poke through, that's dead center. And I go ahead and make my other hole. I made all my holes in my fronts. I didn't do the backs, but back pocket save right there. I just center them up in the hem of the pants kind of in a way, and then I'll center them up here. That's fairly close, so then you get something that looks like that. Look inside, that's fairly close. And all I'll do is just sit there and while my hole's fresh, sit there and flip them back around. And I'll repeat that process. I ain't gonna make y'all sit through that, but anyway, I reckon you do that on blue jeans and everything. This video is sponsored by Big Red because this crap's good. I reckon you do them all, and I don't know about these particular buttons. Oh, I done ordered these buttons. Oh, I hadn't. Yeah, I had. In the jeans, because I was already planning on getting some. Yeah, I'd already ordered the buttons in the jeans way before I ordered the suspenders. I just got the suspenders in today. I've had the jeans in for a long time. And if you're going to order the jeans from Bailey's or even Key, like I did, be careful because they're not pre-shrunk. They're not pre-washed. They're very, very stiff, kind of like the Cowboy cut Wranglers used to be. I don't know if any of y'all ever wore them, but when I was a kid, I wore Wrangler jeans with the patch on the back. We called them the Cowboy cut, and like you could get them at TSC or whatever for like $19 or $18, $18 or $19. The non-pre-wash ones, and when you got them, they was about that much too long and pretty big in the waist, and you had to wash them about 10 times to get them to look like a normal pair of blue jeans, and by that time they normally fit you pretty good. These are the same way. So like when I got both sets of these pants, they were about a size too big in the waist, and then probably about yay much too long, and I washed them both quite a bit. The Key were a little longer than the wild ass jeans from Bailey's, and I don't know, I washed the Key jeans like 4 times already. The Bailey's I only washed like 2 or 3 maybe. And they're already shrinking a lot. They was a little shorter in the leg and shrinking a lot more in the leg than the Key did. So by the time they get all washed out, they may be too short. It doesn't matter to me because I cut them off anyway. But anyhow, yeah, I know I'm on the East Coast, but I'm trying to look all West Coasty. But anyhow, it's just a comfortable look, and there's really, really good reasons for doing all the stuff that they do, that I've heard, that I've seen, watched, and seen as far as West Coast people go. But anyway, I already had the buttons, and the guy that Gordy on West Coast Saw was cutting with, Mustache Mike, or Mike with a mustache, he handed a guy that was helping him bang wedges those exact buttons. So I figured they're fairly good. What I'm getting at is they talk like they insert the buttons all the time, and the buttons are just as good as what comes in the factory. I don't know, I may wash these pants 3 times and every button fall out, but we'll see. One reason why, the way I understand it and the way I've heard it, one reason why a lot of loggers cut the bottom of the jeans off, that way if you get to try to run from a tree or whatever, if your blue jean was to hang on something, it's pretty easy to rip them when you get that bottom hem off, because like if you get this hem, if you have this hem on here, it would be really, really hard. You know, if a stick or like a little limb you cut off, you know, or a sapling you cut off, cleaning around the tree you're gonna cut. If you was to get this hung up in that, you're not ripping that. That's gonna trip you and make you fall down. If you cut it off, you're more likely, if you're going to run, to rip through it. You know, you'll rip it right here and open it up. And I even cut some of my pants a little bit right up the seam. That way they would tear easy, you know what I'm saying? Well, these pants right here, I do all my pants like that, even ones, and I have caught them on things and they have ripped. But even the ones I don't cut the bottom off of, I'll cut up the middle. And then I heard the reason why they wear suspenders instead of belts is like, which we don't have a lot of tree yarding like what they do. I mean, we yard logs or whatever, I call it snaking, but you're mostly using like a skidder or something like that, where they have those big yarders or whatever. And they say the suspenders, you know, if you was to get a cable wrapped around it, or if you know, say you had a belt on and you got it hooked around something that was fixing to go up the hill, then you know, with a leather belt on, you're riding that dude, you're going where it goes. It's not gonna let loose of you unless the limb breaks or whatever. But with suspenders, they'll pop off or they'll break pretty easy, you know, because most of the time they're elastic. Another thing is, you know, cutting this up here is the same reason. That's the way I understand it. I don't know that to be, you know, a fact, because I've never logged on the West Coast, nor do I know any West Coast loggers personally. But anyway, I like the suspenders because, and I like overalls too, but I like the suspenders because, like, when you're crouching down, bending and all that, wearing the belt, wearing your felon pouch, you know, with the belt on, half the time my butt crack's hanging out if I've got a belt on, because, you know, a belt kind of eventually stretches and contours to you, it keeps your pants up, but, you know, not as well as suspenders do. So that, I just think they look cool. I love these West Coast suspenders, whatever I've done with them. I don't know what I've done with them, but anyway, they're pretty cool. They're really nice. They're not bad priced. I think they're 35 bucks or something. I mean, that's about the cost of suspenders. Those Husqvarna suspenders I had, you know, wasn't much cheaper than that. They was like 30 bucks or something like that. So, but they got the West Coast Saw logo on them, and they're heavy duty leather. They got D-rings for hooking more shit to you and all that kind of stuff. So I like them pretty good, because and that's what it was. I done ordered the buttons, I ordered pants with it, and I was looking for suspenders to get, and of course they have all kinds, you know. And I was kind of looking for something with a name on it or whatever, not just plain ones. And just so happened when I was in my search, I watched that West Coast Haul video, and Gordy, and I'm speaking of him like I know him, I don't know him, I just watch his channel. But Gordy with West Coast Saw got these in right when I was looking. So I emailed them, and they have the best customer service of any company that I've ever dealt with. I emailed him because he said he was going to try to get them out as soon as he could. I emailed him because I was wanting to set it pretty quick. I emailed them for the third time. I emailed them, and they told me that they'd have them out at the first of this week, which was like last Monday. So I watched and I watched and watched. Monday morning, boom, they was on there, and I ordered them, got them today, and that's what I'm doing. So anyway, like I say, this is a little different pace, not in the shop, but doing this kind of video is. I don't normally do fashion, nor do I talk about much clothing items, but I just figured I'd share. If I don't know, like, since I wear these kind of pants, and I know a lot of people probably notice I don't wear blue jeans very much. Once you start wearing these kind of pants with the flex, now the regular Dickies, like the duck pants or whatever, kind of like the old school Carhartt material, they're not very stretchy. But this new stuff, if you can find a pant with a little bit of stretch, golly, they're so much better than just old regular blue jeans. Like, it's going to be hard for me to, I ain't gonna lie, it's going to be hard for me to wear those key pants and the wild ass pants. I ordered them a little bit bigger so they wouldn't be tight, because I'm used to having a little bit of give there. And that's another thing I like about the suspenders. You know, like those Ariat pants I wear cut now, they're stretchy like that, stretchy in the band a little bit, and it's just like wearing a pair of ball shorts, you know, basketball shorts or something. And so with the suspenders, of course, if you put a belt on, then the belt tightens you up. But anyhow, that's my thoughts on that, and I've rambled long enough, and I appreciate it. And we're getting really close to, man, we're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and we are getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and I've got to get that saw up there and get it fixed. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So once I hit 1,000, it may be a minute before I do the drawing, but just know that the people from 1,000 and down will be entered. Nobody after 1,000 will be entered in the drawing. But it may be, I may wait till the saw is close to being done. That way people's not waiting on their saw or whatever. Because I know there's nothing any worse than winning something or expecting something, or, you know, you're supposed to have it and some people need it, and you know, they're sitting there thinking, golly, man, I won this, I really need it. And that's why I am doing the giveaways, because I want people to be able to use the stuff that I give away, and I hope they can use it, and I hope it helps them some way. So I don't want you to be waiting. So it may not be right at 1,000 when I do the drawing, but we will do a drawing. I got to get that saw fixed. I need to quit dragging my feet. And I know a lot of people understand, but I'm sure there's some people that's thinking, golly. But you know, when you have a family and you have a full-time job, and then you do this too, your time in the day is really, you know, limited. So, and making content, you know, and I'm not griping because I love doing every bit of it, but you learn to, you gotta have a little patience, and you just do what you can do. So I appreciate everybody. Like I say, we're really close. We're at like 950 something, maybe over 950 now. Getting quite a bit of subscribers a day, and it seemed like 2 days ago we just hit 900. And I thought about doing a video about it, but I've sat here and waited, you know, and now we're done at 950. So I appreciate everybody for checking out the channel, and I appreciate everybody for watching. It's really cool, and it blows me away that I've got that so many subscribers, and in this amount of time. I'm knocking on a year of doing the YouTube, and you know, I never thought that the channel would grow like it has in the first year. You know, I figured eventually, if you do something that most people that you like, that eventually some people is going to subscribe to you, and you're going to get, you know, a few hundred subscribers. But it's really overwhelming to me and shocking to me that, you know, that I might be able to get monetized in the very first year of me doing this, and I think that's great. And I'm not just only doing this for to get monetized and do all this, you know. I'd still be doing content if I had 200 subscribers, or if I had, you know, 200,000 subscribers, because I'm doing this kind of stuff anyway. I enjoy doing it. It's my hobby. It's my side hustle. So, you know, why not video it and share my experiences and stuff like that? Some of it may not be for you, and some of it might be, and some people may already know all this kind of stuff. If you do, skip forward, but there's people out there that don't know, and they watch YouTube to learn or get other people's opinions. Not that mine is better than anybody else, but you know, sometimes just looking at something at a different perspective helps people out. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. It's enough rambling. I'm getting off here. We'll see you later, and I hope this helps. And get you some suspenders and strut around in them. You'll feel like a nut. So anyhow, I like the suspenders. Bright orange or the West Coast ones. The Husqvarna, I like the Husqvarna ones too. So we'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a good one.